We're gonna go walk along the lake, find a place where we can get a cappuccino.
Cappuccini. Do a cappuccini.
2 cappuccinos. We're Heath and Alyssa. In 2014, we got married and started traveling America in an RV. We fell in love with RV life and came up with a crazy idea to RV in foreign countries. Now we're RVing across Italy with our sweet daughter Ellie and our friends John and Peter. Before we came over here to Europe, we heard about a few different campsite apps that you could use that would find you either free parking spots, actual campgrounds slash, RV parks as we call them in the States. And we've tried Camper Contact, Stay Free, and Park 4 Night. And the only one that has actually found us sites that we've been able to stay out has been Park 4 Night. So Park 4 Night doesn't just list places where you can park overnight, although that's mostly what we've used it for. It also is going to list campgrounds. It's also going to list parking lots in cities where your motorhome can fit, because there's a lot of low clearances and tunnels and things like that. So they'll have comments on there that'll say if you're under 2.5 meters you can park in this lot. And then they also have what they call agro-tourism campsites, which is just like Harvest Host in the States, except that they're all listed on this one app. Well, maybe not all of them. I'm sure there's a lot more than what's listed on this app, but they list farms and vineyards and things like that where they have not just a place where you can park, but they will have hookups or showers or bathrooms and all sorts of little amenities as well, and you can pay to stay at them. Yesterday we drove from the church up in the Dolomite Mountains down south, visited some castles, and today we are at Lake Garda. This is something that I've honestly been looking forward to this whole trip, for us to be able to just wake up, walk out of our camper van like we're walking along the lake right now, and just go get a cappuccino.
And there's a market happening up ahead right now. I can see it. Wow, it's
wow.
Huge. Okay, I'm really glad. Alyssa pulled up a Park 4 Night location that was right along this lake.
That lot right there,
this lot
that's
that
full.
We're about to walk into, and it's but you have to be out by 6 a.m. and I thought about maybe just risking it, but now that I'm looking ahead, I'm so glad we didn't, because the entire parking lot is just vendor booths right now.
It's not like a farmer's market of food, it's clothes and purses and all sorts of stuff.
We're driving into Cinque Terre today, but we're not actually driving into the national park, because everything that we read online was do not try to drive your motorhome here. So there's campgrounds in the surrounding area, and then we're gonna take public transit into the national park.
Cappuccino normale.
Oh, grazie.
Prego.
I decided to switch up my dessert this morning and get this little guy.
Dessert?
I meant breakfast.
Breakfast is a loose term.
I swear I did not do that on purpose. Breakfast here kind of is like dessert. Today marks almost our halfway point in the motorhome section of our trip to Italy. I'm trying to think about my favorite part.
The pizza, the coffee, the gelato.
The food, man. The food has been amazing. I think my favorite part of the trip specifically, though, was on our 3rd day in the camper van. We drove up a mountain range that we didn't know was going to be as intense as it was. And then when we get to the top of the mountain range, we just find this cable car going even to the tip top of the summit. And we just immediately pulled over and said, we have to do that. And had the most epic views. I think that to me was my favorite part of the trip so far. The fact that we can just pull over at a random little parking lot campsite for the night that we found, and then walk about 10 steps and go to this amazing lake, where there also happens to be a restaurant where we can order amazing cappuccino, is incredible. But it's a big reason why we decided that we wanted camper vanning or motorhoming to be our mode of transportation, just because we like the spontaneity of being able to park in random places and just kind of drive around and explore and not have to have a ton of plans.
Well, plus I don't think we ever would have come to this small little town.
Right, exactly, yeah.
We never would have heard of it, and there's not hotels here, there's just a couple restaurants.
Pulled over at an auto grill off the side of the Autostrada, and we've been all on our phones today, basically trying to find a motorhome site near Cinque Terre National Park. We're gonna find something. Ciao.
Ciao. Ciao.
We found anything yet?
Yeah, I just sent you a WhatsApp.
How many apps do you have open right now, John, trying to figure out this?
Let me see. I have Google Maps open because I need that for directions. I've got Park for Night open because, hey, if we can find someplace to park for free, that'd be great. I have Safari open because when you click on something in Google Maps and you want to open it in a web browser to look at it, that's what it opens in. But then you need to copy the URL over to Google Chrome so that you can get an instant Google translation so that you can understand what's on the website to try and figure out whether or not you can actually go there. I also have WhatsApp open because we're chatting with Alyssa. And I have regular Apple Maps open because, again, you click for directions and the iPad wants to take you to Apple Maps, which is mostly useless.
So what I'm learning is that if you want to be able to adequately find motorhome pitches or places to stay overnight in Italy, near Cinque Terre, or pretty much anywhere, you're going to need a very good internet plan whenever you come to Italy. We recommend Tim, because that's been working well so far.
Tim has worked great.
Yeah, we just bought like the 50 gig plus like another €10 for
unlimited calling and texting in Italy, which has been very helpful.
It was like $60, I think.
Yeah, 60 euros for 50 gigabytes. It's not shabby. Which is about $66. Not shabby at all.
Bad.
So after a lot of research, we think we found a place to stay for the night, but we called and they didn't answer. Found this one on Google. We're just going to show up and see if they have sites. If not, we've got some backups. But this one seems to be kind of like the nicest, safest. We know we can actually drive there without, you know, becoming a convertible.
One of the things that some of our friends told us that we had to do whenever we were in Italy was try gas station coffee. In the States, obviously, you're not supposed to really drink the coffee at gas stations. I'm pretty sure it's just there as decoration. But in Italy, we were told that some of the best coffee is on the side of the road in gas stations. So, about to try that out.
They have Nutella and crema croissants in the gas station.
So I ordered something that I had no idea what it was. Turns out it's frozen coffee. It's fantastic.
You ordered frozen coffee?
Yes, I did.
I want some.
All right, ma'am, I have a cappuccino.
Yes, please.
I have to like, can you hold this?
Uh-huh.
In cappuccino? Sugar?
Sure.
I kind of regret it. I got it. It had
looks like a
special on there,
milkshake.
and there was foam on top, so I wasn't sure what it was. But as it turns out, it's like a soft frozen coffee, and it's delicious. But I kind of wish I would have got like, I don't know if there's enough caffeine in here because that was really.
There's plenty, I'm sure.
It's really good. It's like almost like a coffee milkshake. It's Capa del Crema.
Cape? With a P?
I think it was Capa del Crema. I'm still working on my Italian, but. Okay, gas station coffee. Thank you for recommending this. It's fantastic. It was so nice in there.
All right, let's go. We think this is the campground. I hear someone yelling just directions to Heath outside. I do not care. Whatever you can pull us into, baby. These are campsites?
Yeah, they're all campsites.
Okay.
These look a little bit bigger. We ended up finding one. It's only a 20-minute train ride into the first town of Cinque Terre, which is about 5 different villages along the ocean. And that's what we're going to go do tomorrow. But we can walk straight over the train station. And there's also a beach that's less than 1 kilometer away. So, good find. We ended up, by the way, finding our campsite today, not on Park for Night, but on Google. So, if you're coming to this area, it's better to just kind of like reference and look around. The campsite that we're currently in looks awesome. I'll make sure to link it up in the notes below this video.
I didn't know you were still recording. I am so excited to see Cinque Terre. It has been on my bucket list for a really long time, just because I saw cool pictures of it on Pinterest and I had no idea that it was 1, a national park, and 2, that it consisted of 5 seaside villages, and you can just take a bus and visit all 5. Bus or train?
We're taking the train.
Taking the
so
train
we're taking the train
to get there, but then you bus from town to town, or you train?
I think what she said in the front was that we'll have much better information on the next video about Cinque Terre, but she said that we could train to 2 of the villages, and then that we actually have to hop on a ferry to get to the other 3.
A ferry?
Yeah. So I have a map in my pocket.
Oh my goodness, this is going to be a great adventure.
Shark Week Ellie edition.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she tries to eat the camera.
Wow,
Donna.